Hey guys, alright, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be canning. I'm going to teach beginners. Well, let me just say, I'm a beginner. It's my first time doing this, and so you can do it with me. I've done a lot of research on this, and we're going to start the canning process. I've already cooked. What I'm doing is red beans and sausage for red beans and rice. You know, I'm from Louisiana, and we love to eat that, and so that's going to be my first canning experience. So come along with me. It's going to be fun. Okay, so for canning, you really want these tools right here. They sell them all separate, but for the best deal, you get them all together. It's literally like 20 cents more than just buying this or just buying this. It's so weird. So you get all of these in, it's a whole kit that's next to all the mason jars and everything, and it's only like 20 cents more than this, like $6 for all of these. And these are, you're gonna love these and want these, from what I see, because they fit perfectly inside the mason jars. This, and then this has a magnet on the end, and so it's gonna lift up. I'll show you in a minute. And this is going to measure the 1-inch head that you need. Also, this measures a 1-inch head, but and it also extracts bubbles for when you're doing fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. But it's marked 1 inch, 3/4, whatever your thing's gonna call for. And this lifts the hot jars out of the water. So it's gonna just lift them right up. And you pop them in there so you don't burn yourself. I seem to do those kind of things a lot. All right, so you want your jars still a little bit warm whenever you're doing a hot item, like if you already cooked something, like how mine is, how it's already cooked, because you don't want your jars to crack. So you want them a little bit, you know, just got out of there and warm them, because we're gonna put them in that the water. Let me start, let me get a ladle. This is a ladle. If you're new to cooking in general, this is a ladle. Alright, so we're gonna start with the red beans. I actually have 2 pots. This is gonna make so much. You probably can't see. Let me move the camera. Let me see. I have this whole pot of red beans, and then I have a crock pot. My hand's in the way. A crock pot full over here. Tons, because this is gonna make so much food, and it's, you know, got the proteins and it tastes good. I mean, what more do you need? You literally could live off of this, and it's probably gonna end up like cents for a jar. Like, heck, I should start making Jenny's Cajun red beans and sausage, shipping it out across the world. No, but you can do this, you know, to be prepared for anything, to just have, you know, when you don't feel like cooking at night, camping, shit hits the fan scenario for preppers, which is the reason I'm actually doing it. So again, I'm doing this, you know, to be prepared, to have food on hand. I have little kids, and I want to just always make sure that I have enough food and supplies, you know, in case there's a winter storm, your electricity goes out, a complete zombie apocalypse, whatever the case may be. So, oh, and if you want to know how I made this with red beans. I use the Camellia brand, which is Louisiana. It's a Louisiana brand. I don't think I have another bag of it. I'll show you the bag. Oh, I might have it somewhere around here. And a Cajun smoked sausage. I don't know where you get sausage when you're in other states, because I've been in other states where they didn't have sausage and I couldn't make gumbo or red beans. So I know you could order it or you can have it made, but that's the best way to make it. It's the only way to make it. It's Cajun sausage. Just an opinion. Alright, no, but you want to shake this, and you want to leave that 1-inch head. See, what you do here is you set this to the side. Oh, you can't even see that. You're going to hold that right up to, it sits right on there, and it's going to show you how much you have. The measurement right there. I have 1 inch. Perfect, perfect. Just kind of, with this kind of stuff, you don't really need to push it down for air bubbles, because it settles into place perfectly. And that's all you do. You just, so I'm going to ladle the rest of this. I won't make y'all sit through all of that. Oh, wait, I'm going to show you how to put the lid on. So come along with me over here. We take our magnet and you just find you a, I shouldn't have put these lids in. Move it. I'm just moving the bands away from the lids because this is super easy. And it just lifts it up. And then you're going to set it right down. Oh, I totally forgot a step, y'all. Let's reverse. I'll put that back in the water. I mean, the jar is clean, but I just want to show y'all the right way. You want to clean the side of the jar, okay? So just wipe the side of the jar. I mean, there literally is nothing on the side of mine, but I just wanted to make sure I showed y'all. Okay, so I have 10 cans ready to go into the pressure cooker, the pressure canner, whatever. So you need to fill it up to the 3-liter mark, which in mine, that's the bottom mark. And let me show you the box. It's this one from Walmart. It's a 16 quart. And I live at sea level, and so my weight is going to be a 10-pound weight. Well, it also depends on the altitude you're at and what you're going to be pressure cooking or pressure canning. And the weights come off like that, so now it would be 5 pounds. This is 10 pounds, and then there's another one which is 15 pounds. And that's going to go on top of this big lid. This lid is what you need to pressure can. Well, I mean, you have to have the pot. But I tried to look for it at the flea market because I know they have some, but nobody had any. I went to like 2 stores and had to get it from Walmart. Anyway, so the important thing to make sure and look for, I mean, just make sure your seal is in good shape. You might have to put a little bit of vegetable oil on it as time goes on. And then this part right here, this little knob, you want to look inside of it. Hold it up to the light. Make sure you can see through it. And it's no buildup, like calcium buildup if you have crappy water like me or whatever. This part is going to be wiggly. You want it like that. And so what it does is it's going to be up while it's locked. And then once it drops down, that's when you can open it. And this is an emergency relief valve, and so if the pressure builds up too much, this is going to pop off. And so I already have, I probably should have shown you that. I'll show you. The rack needs to go at the bottom. It's already steaming. I have the water in there. The rack you need to put at the bottom, because you don't want to put your jars right to the bottom of the pot. That is not safe. And then you're just going to put your jars into the water bath. This one, 16 quart, will fit 7 of these. And like 12 of the smaller ones. So I'm going to start putting those in, and I'll show you what I do next. Alright, so this just popped up, meaning that it's pressurized. But what I'm going to wait for is a steady, oh there it goes, a steady stream of, let me turn that vent on, of steam. It's hard to see it, but let me turn the light off. Either way, a steady stream of steam for 10 minutes. So now that I see it, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes, and then I'll be back to show you what's next. Okay, so I put the weighted gauge on there, and it's going to start rocking back and forth. And when it gets to a certain, it's going to rock back and forth at a certain speed, and that's when we're going to start our processing time. Processing time for anything that has a meat in it, well, I mean, there's different time frames, but for most things that have meat in it, it's going to be 90 minutes. And if I did if I just did red beans, or if I just did spaghetti sauce, it would only be like 15 minutes. There's a list of time frames and stuff. but just to show you the difference of like meat. And then seafood is like 10 minutes longer. I don't know if I would do any seafood in here. I mean, some people do, like a shrimp creole or something like that. But it takes a lot longer when you have a meat in there, you know, just to make sure that all of the bacteria is out and you don't die when you eat the food. So always follow directions and make sure you research a lot so you don't have any issues with that. And so I'm going to, as soon as this starts rocking, I'm going to show it to y'all. All right, so it's starting to wiggle. It's going to a little bit faster. Once it gets a little bit faster, that's when I will start my 90 minutes. That's about right. There's a couple of videos of people doing examples of it that are experienced people. So that's how I learned to feed. And so then I'm going to set my 90 minutes and then we'll be done. Alright, so you want to use this if the water's hot. You don't want to burn yourself. So you just open it up and it clamps right on to the jar. Make sure you hold it tight. And then you're just going to set it down in there. And you will repeat with the rest of them until you have all 7 in there, or however many you're doing. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that they're not touching, just so they have that little space for, you know, expansion and stuff like that. And that's 7 of them in there. Now we're going to grab the lid. And this one comes, they all have, from what I've seen, they all have like a little marker, and you're going to, alright, so now we're going to grab the lid, and all of them, from what I know, I'm pretty sure that all of them, from what I've seen, they all have a little marker. This one has a little V on it, and you need to line that up with wherever it says. Like this one is on the handle. It says to line it up with that. So let's get that going. I'm going to match them up right there. I should be able to see. And then it says open and close, open and close. You just turn it to where it says close. You don't put your weighted gauge, your weighted gauge on there yet. You wait until you start seeing the steam come up out of there. And that's when we're going to put this on. So I'll pause this. Okay, so the timer went off and I forgot the video, but what you do is you turn off the heat and then move it off of the heat. And so it's right here. I just have it sitting on some of my silicone things, but you see how this is still popped up? You don't do anything. Let it depressurize itself. Otherwise it's going to crack the jars, or you know, it's going to make a big mess. So you just let it depressurize by itself, and it's been a couple of minutes now. I'm not sure how long this part takes, but I'll let you know. Alright guys, so the little topper went back down, so I'm going to lift this off. This is the weighted thing, and I'm going to open it slowly. There we go. Now I'm going to get your little grabbers again and pull them right out. And they're still warm, so you might want to put them on a little something that's not going to burn. And that is it, guys. So here's my jars. I've made red beans and sausage and spaghetti and meat sauce, and I've also done some banana and brown sugar jam. It's really good, and so I have some peanut butter right there. But and I've dehydrated a lot of vegetables. I'm going to do another video about some fruit leathers that are super good. All right, like, share, subscribe.